It's that game I'm always talking about. Yonoid. Holy crap. We're actually playing the real Yonoid for once. You know, forget it's actually crazy that the song for New York is just the same as as Yonoid 2. Like I knew that. I definitely knew that. But I don't think I fully appreciated um that the New York song was just a remix. Anyway, um yeah, it's the game I'm always talking about. Yonoid 2. I've never, or just Yonoid. I've never played this game. It seems awesome. Actually, I was expecting like, you know, Bubsy level controls, but this game is actually controlling fine. You know, I was definitely expecting worse. I don't know what happens if that water catches up to me. I'm gonna just wait it out because I feel like I might drown. That is how it works in Yonoid 2 after all. But yeah, recently I went to see Hamilton. They're doing the UK tour, and they stopped by in Edinburgh, Scotland, to perform the show. So I went to see Hamilton, and I've had a kind of, I'd say, long relationship with the show because I kind of first learned about it in like 2016. It was either through like Jack's Film or I don't know, somewhere else on YouTube, but I listened to the musical and I was like, damn, like I'm not really into musicals usually, but this is pretty cool. And you know, in 2016 I didn't listen to a lot of music. Just wasn't a music person. Yeah, okay, I was right about the water, it kills you instantly. Yeah, I wasn't really a music person necessarily. I did listen to some music here and there, but by and large, you know, weeks would pass where I didn't like intentionally listen to a song. Like I didn't stream any songs. That never happens now. Not a day goes by where I don't press play on Spotify. That rhymes. So you know, it was pretty cool. Like actually like getting into it, and it's also like kind of historical. Obviously it's heavily fictionalized, but I definitely think it was like I was very annoying about Hamilton when I was a kid, is what I'm trying to say. Is I really liked the show. I made my mum take me to see it, and she did take me to see it, and she really loved the show. She's actually seen it more times live than me. So I went to see it, I think in 2016, maybe 2017. The numbers are fuzzy, but sometime I went to see it on the West End. And, you know, I thought it was really, really good, really well put together, and I thought, you know, oh, it's not the cast I'm familiar with. Like, it's not the Broadway cast. It's not going to sound like the Broadway cast. And as it happens, the Broadway cast doesn't sound like the album recording either. But as a kid, you're like, you know, you don't know these things. And I never watched the rips, you know. It used to be, and this might still work, so I don't want to teach you how to do piracy, but you know, for the sake of the story, I'll tell you. It used to be that if you looked up Hamilton's line tutorial on YouTube, you would find a cam recording of Hamilton. It was actually 2 recordings stitched together, I think. I never watched that. I never watched the recording because I knew the recording was crap, and I didn't want to watch a bad recording of it before actually seeing it live. And then after seeing it live, it was like, okay, I don't need to supplement my enjoyment of the songs with a shitty recording of it. And then, of course, in 2020, pandemic happens, and Disney Plus is like, okay, we're gonna release the recording of the musical that we've had for like 5 years. And it's like, okay, you could have done that earlier, but sure. And And you know, it's a great recording. If you're going to like get into Hamilton in 2024, like to be fair, I don't think anyone has not heard Hamilton, but you know, if you're gonna get into it in 2024, definitely start with the show. Like, there's no point in just listening to the album when the show is there. And it's like 2 hours out of your day, and it's fantastic. So what happened when I went to Edinburgh to see this? Well, first of all, I had the best meal of my life. Not literally, but in recent time, it was genuinely, it was fantastic. There's this sushi shop at Waverley Station, and they have the sushi shop. It's called Sushi Stop, and it was a pumpkin curry, and would you believe it, it was fantastic. I don't think I've ever had pumpkin before, to be honest. Don't think I've ever had pumpkin before. But for a first time with pumpkin, this was the way to do it, because it was absolutely fantastic. So, you know, if you find yourself in Edinburgh, moreover, if you find yourself travelling by train to or from Edinburgh, definitely check them out. It was really good. More importantly, how was the show? Well, the show was really good, and I really liked. I wish I do actually have the program. I could probably just look. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look. I really liked the guy who was playing Hamilton, and his name is. Hold on. His name is Shaq Taylor. That was the Hamilton at the show. At the show I went to see, and he was really good. I thought he played the role really well. I thought he really understood the character and the writing in a way that wasn't just parroting what other Hamiltons have done on the West End, and you know that Lin-Manuel Miranda did with the first portrayal of Hamilton. So yeah, fantastic guy. I don't want to go over my thoughts of every single actor who played every single role, because I think that'll take forever, and honestly I don't think I have very profound thoughts on any of them, or no, not on any of them, but on all of them. And trying to dig deep into the part of my brain, this game sucks, by the way. I should mention that my original thing about this game actually controlling decent, that was wrong. This game controls fine, but you die in one hit, and that sucks. Also, it doesn't control great. You know, I was being generous, but it doesn't control great. Anyway. I really enjoyed seeing the show. I took my boyfriend with me, and it was his first time seeing it, but he was a fan of the album recording as well. And he really enjoyed it. It was a great old time. And I wish I had something more profound to say about it. And I do have something more profound to say about it. I was thinking during the show and after about how interesting it is that you know, we, not me and probably not you, but we as a collective people get to write history, because there's this guy, and I don't know what his name is, but you know, one day Lin-Manuel Miranda read a book about Alexander Hamilton, and he wrote a musical, right? The guy who wrote that book is, as far as I can remember from the time that I you know, was really into Hamilton and that, he's the authority on Alexander Hamilton. This book was an opus. It is massive. I tried to read it, but I was a teenager, and I couldn't read a book that big. But the book's massive. It's very, very comprehensive. And, you know, if you wanted to learn about Alexander Hamilton, this is the book you would read. You might compare it with other sources if you were doing academic writing, but for an average person, this is the place to go to. And I find that so fascinating because this guy basically wrote the history on Alexander Hamilton, and I'm sure, you know, the book is, you know, it has its sources, and I'm sure it's highly accurate as well, but any inaccuracy that's in the book maybe it won't, but it might end up being, like, considered the canon, right? It might end up being considered the truth, because, you know, when you write a book, and it's like the go-to source for information about a thing, the book just contains facts at that point, and it doesn't matter if the facts are true, they will be considered to be true by anyone who doesn't disprove them, right? And I think it's really interesting that that's a thing. That by writing a very prolific history book, usually about a topic that nobody else cares about, you can just become the de facto authority and write the history surrounding that. That, to me, is very, very interesting. This game sucks. Just play Yonoid 2.